दोस्तों आदाब। आज जो हम न्यूज़ आइटम्स कवर कर रहे हैं जो पब्लिश हुए थे 1 मार्च 1990। तो पहला न्यूज़ आइटम आया है, ये है 1 मार्च 1990। हेडलाइन: हड़ताल, प्रोसेशंस इन श्रीनगर, अदर टाउन्स इन वैली। डिटेल्स हैं: Srinagar and most parts of Kashmir Valley observed Hartal today, with shops and commercial establishments remaining closed and transport service coming to a standstill. Today's Hartal was observed as a mark of protest against, described as, within quotes, set out by the Sheikh Mohammed Abdullah by entering into an accord with the then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi 15 years back. The Indira Sheikh Accord, as it is popularly known, saw the return of Kashmir leader back into the national mainstream after 22 years long struggle for plebiscite. दूसरा न्यूज़ आइटम published on the same date, that is 1st March 1990. ये हैं one killed in Anantnag. The crowds held demonstrations in Anantnag town this evening after one person identified as Pyarelal Photedar was killed when a bullet went off the rifle of an army man accidentally. दूसरा न्यूज़ आइटम published on the same date, that is 1st March 1990. Headline है plebiscite demand raised. Islamic Students League chief Shakil Ahmed Bakshi today asked people of Kashmir to stand united and not fall prey to mischievous and false propaganda of some vested interests who he claimed were trying to sow the seeds of dissension among the rank and file of the organization which are engaged in liberation movement. दूसरा न्यूज़ आइटम published on 6th March 1990. यह है हेडलाइन: 3 killed in Bandipora. Police firing. 1 civilian dead. 2 BSF jawan hurt in Srinagar. Crossfire. 3 persons were killed and 4 others injured when security forces opened fire in Bandipora village to disperse a slogan-shouting crowd. दूसरा न्यूज़ आइटम published on the 11th March 1990. हेडलाइन है इसमें: Kidnapped cops released, unharmed. Top militant arrested near Udhampur. 2 in Srinagar. Details हैं: The state government today achieved 2 major successes in the arrest of at least 3 militants and securing the unconditional release of 5 Kashmiri police personnel who were kidnapped at gunpoint yesterday. The arrested militants include Mushtaq Ahmad Zargar, described as a top activist of the underground outfit Al Umar Mujahideen. He was nabbed near Udhampur town. दूसरा न्यूज़ आइटम जो published on the same date, that is 11th March 1990. Blast in Anantnag, Sopore. Details हैं: While overall situation in Srinagar remaining peaceful today, reports of bomb explosions and arson were received from Anantnag and Sopore towns of the valley. In Haji Shah Mahalla of Sopore town, a tea stall was extensively damaged following a bomb explosion. 2 government buildings were also set ablaze by unidentified militants. दूसरा न्यूज़ आइटम published on the same date, that is 11th March 1990. 2 Jammu and Kashmir Liberation Front activists held in Jammu. Details हैं, two suspected activists of Jammu and Kashmir Liberation Front were arrested during the last 24 hours by the local police from Gita Baman premises when they were roaming there under suspicious circumstances. A 25-year-old youth, also suspected to be a Jammu and Kashmir Liberation Front activist, were arrested by the police this morning. He has been identified as Javed Ahmed, son of Muhammad Amin of Chandpura, Srinagar. Next news item, published on 17th March 1990. Headline है, Blasts arson in Srinagar. Day curfew imposed in 3 South Kashmir towns. Details, the first time in the first time in more than 2 weeks, no untoward accident was reported from capital city, while curfew was relaxed for 10 hours from 5 a.m. morning. In Jamia Masjid, over 20,000 people joined the main congregation. Addressing the gathering, Mirwais Moli Farooq strongly condemned what he called reign of terror, quotes close, let loose by paramilitary forces in Kashmir and called for an immediate halt for it. दूसरा न्यूज़ आइटम, published on the 19th March 1990. Headline, 3 explosions rock Srinagar. Militants gunned down cop in Anantnag. Crossfiring at Airport Road. Details हैं, suspected militants gunned down a police constable in Anantnag town, while Ghulam Nabi, who was critically wounded in a shootout in Srinagar yesterday, died in hospital this morning. Police sources said that Ghulam Hassan Tufani, a head constable with Anantnag police, was shot at by some unidentified youth at point-blank range while he was on routine patrol duty in the main town. दूसरा न्यूज़ आइटम, published on the 20th March 1990. ये हैं, Student Liberation Front claims responsibility. Another telecom official gunned down in Srinagar. Details हैं, militants gunned down a telecommunication engineer and wounded 3 persons in Srinagar and Pulwama. In Kanikadal locality, 3 unidentified youths stormed into the house of B.K. Gunju and then shot at him from point-blank range. Gunju, who was serving in telecommunication department as a junior engineer, died on spot. In Pulwama, 2 persons sustained multiple bullet injuries when they were fired upon by some unidentified persons in the main market, identified as Ghulam Hassan Ganai and Gulshan Lal. While the condition of Ganai was said to be serious, Gulshan Lal was reported to be out of danger. दूसरा न्यूज़ आइटम, published on 21st March 1990. Headline, 3 top militants held in Anantnag. Details हैं, a top militant is reported to have been arrested here today. It is stated that one Manzoorul Islam, described an area commander, was nabbed by the security forces immediately after the shootout in which 2 persons were killed. दूसरा न्यूज़ आइटम, published on 21st March 1990. Indefinite curfew in Srinagar. Raids likely. Indefinite curfew was clamped in Srinagar, apparently in the wake of the gunning down by militants of 2 government officials since yesterday. The situation assumed a new dimension today when a state government official was gunned down in his office. This is the first incident of its kind since militancy erupted in this valley. दूसरा न्यूज़ आइटम published on the same day, that is 21st March 1990. Food and Supplies Deputy Director gunned down in Srinagar. Cop CID official killed in Anantnag. Details हैं 3 persons killed and 3 others injured in militant-related activities in strife-torn Kashmir Valley today, even as the authorities were busy in making efforts to further beef up security arrangements for meeting challenge posted underground militants. The deceased was identified as A.K. Rana, Deputy Director, Food and Supplies Department. He was immediately rushed to the hospital where he was declared dead by the doctor. In Anantnag, town of Kashmir, 2 persons including police head constable and intelligence official were gunned down by suspected militants late this afternoon. In Kazigund, unidentified militants fired on the house of Muhammad Yusuf Khan, a national conference activist. 3 persons, including wife of Muhammad Yusuf, sustained injuries in the incident. Next news item, published on 23rd March 1990. Headline: Government official gunned down. Body recovered near Bijbara. Details हैं bullet-ridden body of a middle-aged person was recovered from Jhelum River near Bijbara by the police this morning, identified as Pushkar Nath, a government servant. The deceased was missing since last evening from his native village. Next news item, published on the 24th March 1990. Headline: Shop worker shot by the militants. Militants shot at and critically wounded a sweet shop worker in Kenipora locality of the curfew-bound Srinagar city, and security forces arrested 3 militants, including a top one, in raids conducted since last night in Jammu and Kashmir, reports here. Mr. B.L. Kariholu, at sweet shop worker at Bhagati Kanipora locality, was shot at and wounded critically by 2 unidentified militants near the shop, the reports said. दूसरा न्यूज़ आइटम published on the 24th March 1990. यह है Veteran Kashmir CPI leader gunned down. The suspected militants gunned down the veteran Communist Party of India leader, freedom fighter and journalist Mr. Abdul Sattar Ranjoor in his house in village Kolgam near Shupin late tonight. Mr. Ranjoor was on hit list of the militants who had repeatedly threatened to liquidate him for his progressive views and his commitment to secularism and accession to India. Next news item, published on 25th March 1990. Militants kidnap Mir Mustafa, seek 10 youths' release. A red alert has been sounded in Kashmir Valley following the mysterious disappearance of Mir Mustafa, well-known political personality and an independent member of recently dissolved State Assembly. According to reports, Mir Mustafa was kidnapped yesterday by armed militants when he was on his way back to his home Lasjan after visiting Chadora. The incident is said to have taken place near Bogam village when some car-borne militants overtook vehicle in which he was traveling. Next news item, published on 25th March 1990. ये है हेडलाइन, स्टूडेंट लिबरेशन फ्रंट, हिजबुल मुजाहिदीन क्लेम रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. DSP, CPM activist among 4 gunned down in Valley. Details हैं, a deputy superintendent of police, Ghulam Hassan Tabassum, was shot dead by unidentified youth just outside his Bal Garden residence. In another incident, one Bansi Lal Misri was killed by the militants this afternoon. The deceased, a local shopkeeper, was fired upon by one of the 5 youths who forced into his house in Pir Bagh locality on Airport Road. In neighboring Badagam, a bullet-ridden body of the youth was found lying on the Magam-Gulmarg road near the petrol filling station. The deceased was identified Muhammad Anwar Khan and was missing from his house for the last 2 days. Khan was found to be an intelligence informer. Quotes close. According to UNI, Mushtaq Ahmed, grandson of veteran communist leader Abdul Kabir Wani, was shot dead in Kulgam in Anantnag district today. Next news item, published on the 26th March 1990. Headline, Two government buses blasted. Congress activist gunned down. 2 bodies found in Srinagar. Details हैं, a prominent leader of the Congress, Ghulam Nabi Keller, was shot dead by unidentified militants in his native village of Keller. He was died on the spot. In Srinagar, dead body was found laying on a roadside in Dal Hassan Yar locality near Habakadal. The deceased has so far not been identified. Next news item, published on 26th March 1990. Headline, militants killed Mustafa after interrogation. Body found hanging in Batamalu. The body of a prominent political leader and former MLA Mir Mustafa was found laying on a road in Batamalu locality early this morning. He was reported to have been hanging to death. Mir Mustafa was kidnapped by Hizbul Mujahideen, a spokesman of Hizbul Mujahideen claiming responsibility for the incident. Next news item, published on 27th March 1990. Headline, 2 killed in Kashmir. Indefinite curfew in Bijbara, Anantnag. Indefinite curfew was clamped in Bijbara and Anantnag towns as 2 persons were killed and another was wounded in continuing violence in Kashmir Valley. One Ashok Kumar was reportedly gunned down by militants near Safa Kadal area in Srinagar during curfew relaxation period. One Ghulam Hassan, a bus driver, was killed as security personnel opened fire after a militant hurled a bomb on a petrol party in Bijbara town near Anantnag. दोस्तों, इसी के साथ इजाज़त. अगला वीडियो लेके आपके सामने और पेश होंगे. तब तक इजाज़त. आदाब.